Hey, JB here. Excited you're with me today. We are going to get into a reMarkable 2 versus an iPad mini 6 challenge today and talk about 6 reasons why I feel you would want to buy this reMarkable 2 over this iPad mini. So we're going to get into it today. If you don't know me, this is a place for fun and good energy, and we talk about these tablets and all things tech, and also talk about all kinds of stuff. It's a fun channel, and it's like I always say, a community more than a channel, and you can see that by the commenters. I believe we have the smartest subscribers on YouTube, really intelligent people here, and you can see that by what they say down below and some of the dialogue we have. Love to have you participate in that. Well, today we're going to get into why I think you should buy the reMarkable 2 over the iPad mini. And as you know, yesterday I did the iPad mini 6 over the reMarkable 2. And with all of these kind of comparisons that I do, whether I'm comparing the paper or the Supernote up here to the each other, remember that everything revolves around use case and really what your particular use case is. And what we're really talking about these two devices is note taking. I mean, we're talking about using notes versus notability on the iPad versus the reMarkable 2, which is specifically a note taker. And I think that's really important to understand because, yes, the iPad can do so many other things, and I've always said that. If you want one device that does just everything that you need it to do, well, the iPad is really in a class above itself. But the other devices come into play, and I do utilize them. And as I've always said on the channel, I buy the majority of my devices. I put the money back in that we make on AdSense right back into devices. That's why I have these. And yes, I do get some things sent to me. I had the Doodaroo paper field that I do have on the iPad mini sent to me for free, just to let you know. But nobody's paying me to do this. This is all my opinion. And I think that's really important to understand that it is opinion, and that's why the comments down below are so important. So getting into it today, why would you want to buy a reMarkable 2 over an iPad mini? And I've been using this for the last week. Changed the case out. Got a new case with the pencil holder. I kind of like this, but the silicone protector that I put on the pencil keeps it from charging. So I've got another case coming, and I'll do another video on cases specifically for that. But there are some reasons why you'd want to get this reMarkable 2. First one being, at 52 years old, I wear glasses now the majority of the time. When I am looking at this device, I don't like the blue light, even though I have a Doodaroo screen protector on both of my iPads for reading. And I don't like it really for note-taking. So for eye strain, this device is actually awesome. Now, there are some devices like the books that have lights on them. The paper doesn't, Supernote doesn't, but there are some devices with lights. You go to the Kobo Forma or the Amazon, they have, like a backlight on them or a light, so it doesn't affect your eyes as much. But the iPad has that real strong lighting on it, and it does affect your eyes. So if you're somebody that's dealing with some eye strain or eye issues, then you may want to look at the reMarkable 2, specifically, again, for your note taker and a basic reader. I'm going to give it just a basic reader because I use my Kobo Forma for reading. I don't read much on the reMarkable 2, but this is a positive thing. Okay, so eye strain's the first one. Second thing is, you're a minimalist, okay? The thing about this device, and the biggest complaints, and if you've seen some of my other videos, is that people always yell about, well, it doesn't do anything else. It's just a note taker. Well, if you go to my website at morningcoach.com, I have a quiz on there to test your thinking, because after I've done this for the last couple years and having all these devices, the general fight is between this Books device and the reMarkable 2. And they say, well, I don't want a device that does all these things like the iPad does. I want a minimalist device that I can just take, have my folders and have my notes, and a paper replacement. That's really what this is. You're not going to get a lot of additional functionality, even though they did add Google Drive and Dropbox just recently, which is great. This is a note taker. So if you're a minimalist and you're just looking to keep organized notes and really keep it in one place, the reMarkable 2 is a really great device for that. It works well as a note taker. Again, if you're somebody that wants multiple functions like checking your emails and checking the web browser and doing those things, this is not going to be your device. And you can go on to Facebook and in the forums and you can see the kind of the arguments that occur with that. It's kind of comical because there's like people are saying, well, I want this or I want that. And it all comes down to use case. Also comes down to the way you think. And that's why I put that quiz together. Some people like complexity. Some people like minimalistic kind of ideas. I feel this is one of the best minimalistic devices ever created. It's really awesome. And if you're somebody that likes to keep things really simple and clean, this is the device for you. The third one is, and it leads me right there, is form factor. iPads are cool, right? Nice form factor, but this thing is just off the charts. Like glass, just feels like a piece of art, really does. I said that when it first came out, and I'll say that now, that it still feels like that. I like the case that comes with it. It is a little fragile. People have complained about breaking it, but it is a piece of art, and I do really like the form factor. If you want something thin that you can carry, take with you wherever you want to go, just for your notes, really great device. Fourth thing is, I mentioned this because I think it is a factor in buying it, is that they do have a great community. If you go to their Facebook group, if you're a Facebook person, there are literally 20 to 30,000 people that have bought these devices, and they talk about things to do with them and how to utilize them and different ideas and thoughts. Yes, there are some customer service issues. Yes, it is challenging sometimes to get nibs and stuff. There are some issues there, but having that community there allows you some support with a great community of reMarkable 2 users. They have a really strong fan base with this device. And again, I believe because of the form factor and the minimalism and the way they've built, that's why they have such a great community. The other thing that I would tell you is it's the money, right? So you're going to end up spending, when you put the Apple Pencil and everything together, you know, this one has the has the, cellular data on there, so you can get GPS. So you're going to run $600, $700, $800, $900 when you start adding up all the accessories. You know, you're going to be $400 or $500 in on these, a little bit less maybe. And so price may become a factor. And I will tell you that, again, sometimes this can complete all the devices and you can have most of them in there, but you got your note taker here and then you have your e-reader. That's really how I work. I have the iPad for media consumption. I have the reMarkable 2 for note taking. I use the paper device for daily work notes because it is large, and there's a huge announcement coming that I can't let you in on, but will be coming soon with this device that I think is going to change a lot of things with it. And then of course, SuperNote. I got a video coming why I don't talk about this much. It's a great device. I just don't utilize it as much when I have these other devices. But again, expense may be something that is part of it, and you just want a few devices and you're looking at keeping the expenses down. That is one that could be a part of it. The other thing I would say on the reMarkable 2, the last thing that I would tell you is there is definitely a really cool factor with it. It's something that when you take the meetings and other people see you with it, they want to know what it is. The functionality as far as signing PDFs and sending emails works great. There's a lot of people that's what they use it for. They'll just take it to meetings, they'll write their notes and then send it to their team. That's where it really shines. OneNote integration and stuff like that, it doesn't shine. Where it shines is just simple note taking. You want to email it to your team. That's a real cool factor that you can have. And again, like I said, you pull this out, you're definitely playing a different game than when you pull out the iPad. Everybody sees that. They're both pretty cool. But the cool factor on the reMarkable 2 really, really is solid. Okay, so those are my 6 reasons that I really think that you would want to buy the reMarkable 2 over the iPad mini 6 specifically. I would like to know in the comments down below, what are your couple reasons? Do you have a couple reasons that you love the reMarkable 2, or do you have reasons that you like the iPad mini? Again, if you're just seeing this video for the first time, the video I did yesterday is the video on the iPad mini over the reMarkable 2, and typically that's what I do. I'll challenge the two and do a couple videos, and it allows me to kind of compare them and keep one in a positive light. I love the reMarkable 2. It's a great device. I think there are a few issues with customer service, because it is a smaller company, but they do their best and they try to help. And again, I think the community over on Facebook really helps that to solidify some of the issues with it. But it's definitely a device that can fit in your workflow. If you're a minimalist, you don't want a lot of other things going on, you want to be able to take notes, then I would suggest the reMarkable 2. All right, as always, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the support. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. It does help the algorithm. And of course, the subscribe is always good. If you like to talk tech, have some fun and talk about unusual things. I will be doing a video on the SuperNote. I'm going to pull this out and start using it some more and let you in on that. And also, I ordered the Cobalt Sage. So a lot of stuff happening here, and I will keep bringing you different ideas and different thoughts. And if you got any questions, as always, leave them in the comments because I love to make videos for this community and I just love having fun. By the way, you want to go check out that quiz, head on over to morningcoach.com and you can see what is your thinking style. Plus we have our free planner and other things that we do over there. I think you'd love some of the energy that we got going on. All right, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video. Go have a fantastic day.